And I'm going to say something that I don't think a lot of people have discussed, and this is important. One thing about hip hop is it's regional.
Yeah.
Geography is important. The map and the areas you own, when it comes time for somebody to take your head off, is very important in this game. It always has been. What's yours? Jay-Z, Brooklyn, Nas, Queens, Pac, West Coast, Biggie, Brooklyn. Like, you think about all Meek Mill, Philly's mine. Like, these are mine. You can't even fuck with me in my town. When Kendrick dropped They Not Like Us, bro is basically saying, A, I'm from Compton. Like, I'm from this. I don't even make these type of records. Mm-hmm. Never even made one of these before. B, I'm going to own my zone. Literally, I'm going to provide my backyard where I live, where my family's cousins, where I went to school, with a soundtrack for this beef right here.
Defending my home
I'm going to put a flag down to defend my home turf. And on the same song, I'm going to ridicule you about co-opting Atlanta into your shit.
That was the most important part.
So now you can't even go ask them for a sound. And by the way, bro, what is your sound? What is yours? What do you own? Is what Kendrick, I feel, is asking on his song, because this is what I own.
Can I be honest with you? I feel like Drake's biggest lyrical misstep in this whole battle was the line about you always acting like we're about to free the slaves. Like, knowing, I feel like the one thing, Ebro says it all the time, that you feel like he's never stood for anything. The one thing we could get at Drake for as much music as he's given black culture, he's never stood on anything like that. For him to have the balls to say that was crazy. You walk straight into that verse being called a colonizer. That was nuts. To me, that was his biggest fumble in this whole thing. The AI shit, the Pac shit, I know y'all were really upset about it. I wasn't that pressed.
That's what I said.
To me, this was the biggest misstep he's made so far.
To drop a regional specific sounding record.
Yeah, it's something Drake just can't do.
And you gotta realize,
gotcha.
But hold on, Eddie. That is Kendrick's indictment of Drake this whole time. Is that
you don't have identity, you don't have a sound, you don't have a home base, you don't have a region where you can collect the sound, you can cultivate a sound, you can collaborate with a sound and present it to the world.
And furthermore, you're black and you're not even in touch with what black people are really sensitive about, you don't stand for, which is why you brought up the slave shit.
Right.
Or when I talked about the Pac shit, I was like, yo, why you playing with Pac, bro? You're not from that. Like I said that earlier, I was like, yo, that could be problematic for you, bro. Like, don't play with Pac like that. Now you playing with the slave shit?
That was a lot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the way, this went over a lot of people's head. You got your white mom opening up a record saying, hey, I think you shouldn't use the right after that. What, bro?
Because it goes into, there's so many missteps in this. We already talked about the AI Pac thing, and we keep saying AI Pac like there wasn't an AI Snoop as well. So that's weird.
AI period.
Yeah. There's a slave line, which is weird. And then also, too, don't forget in 2020, All Right was literally the protest song. Like, Kendrick had the protest song of 2020. So to, like, knock that by saying you're making slave music, then you go in, he had the line we talked about, you probably hate pedophiles because you were molested, or whatever the line was, in Mother, I'm Sober.
But that's not even what the song's about.
He's saying he wasn't molested, so you misconstrued that. And also, that was weird already on its own. Like, let's say that was true. That's a weird conversation. Then the line, if I was fucking young girls, I promise I'd be arrested. That's Drake's quote. Weird. Like, that's weird, and that's not how the justice system works. And then also, weird, the Millie Bobby Brown just bringing her into it when no one said her name. Like, Drake has a lot of missteps in all of this, where you're like, bro, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
The reason Kendrick doesn't like Drake is beyond just, I don't like you as a person, which he said that too.
Plenty of times.
He doesn't like what Drake represents in hip hop. Yeah. He doesn't like that this individual basically is not authentic, doesn't represent anything of value to black heritage and black culture, isn't in touch with his blackness enough. Mm-hmm. And that is a lot. He spent a lot of time on that. And I think that is also an important detail, because hip hop, as we know it today, while yes, it is about having a good time and joy and all this, Hip hop is an extension of the black nationalist movement. Make no question about it. It is a tool to share information and educate ourselves when the establishment doesn't do so. And also to make sure that we are represented towards each other and for each other. Like, that's a part of what the hip hop thing is and the basis of it. And while it's gone much more mainstream than that, and it's become other things and offshoots and what tangents, etc., Kendrick is rooted in that in 2024. That's a powerful statement that I don't think your mainstream pop hip hop fan will give a fuck, or your hookah smoking club, ass clapping IG thought gives a fuck about. But it's important to someone like myself because this hip hop shit saved a lot of our lives and actually taught us a lot of shit, not only about ourselves, but about social dynamics, the country and where we come from.